Former CDC employees and advocates rallying outside of the agency today. They're concerned about the abrupt firing of a CDC advisory board that gave recommendations on vaccines. Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon is live at the CDC headquarters in DeKalb County. And Doug, this move was very unexpected.
So unexpected, Carly, that some of the 17 board members who were fired here at the CDC found out when they started getting texts from reporters about this story. So the ACIP is the name of this board. They're the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. They provided non-binding recommendations to the CDC on how vaccines should be best used, by who, and when. People out here protesting today say it is vital information that is gone and right before the fall immunization schedule is supposed to be released.
Disgusting, embarrassing, and frightening.
Former CDC workers and advocates protesting outside the agency Tuesday and angry about the abrupt firing of all 17 members of the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. The announcement was made in an opinion piece penned by HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who called the members, quote, last-minute appointees of the Biden administration who were plagued by conflicts of interest.
Conflicts of interest that are perceived by the current administration is if you've ever worked on vaccines, you must have a conflict of interest.
Dr. Tony Fiori worked fighting infectious diseases for the CDC for decades, oftentimes very closely with the advisory committee. His main concern now is timing. The fall immunization schedule is due out soon, but there's no word on when Kennedy will replace the board.
There's just no time to get someone on the board who's been fully vetted, whose conflicts of interest have been explored already, and who can get up to speed on the information that's needed to make these decisions.
This is really very surprising to all of us.
Dr. Noel Brewer was one of the 17 board members fired this week. He only found out when he started getting calls from reporters after Kennedy's op-ed was published. Brewer fought back against Kennedy's claims that the board was involved in anything nefarious.
The current members have essentially no conflicts of interest except maybe one or two who had either some recent or ongoing funding or were doing some kind of advisory work, and that is clearly stated on the CDC website. So there's no invisibility here.
Right, and again, Kennedy said that because these members served 3 to 5 year terms, they wouldn't have been able to replace most of them until 2028 at the earliest. He said in his Wall Street Journal opinion piece he wanted it done much sooner. At the CDC in DeKalb County, Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.